Well, as we mentioned in the previous webcasts, we're modifying the transom of the Beaver to make it more authentic. And Rob's done quite a bit of work on it. We've cut the whole top of it off. It used to stick up to about here, and we've cut it down, we rounded it down, and of course what we're trying to do is follow the drawings and things that we've seen of the old Columbia. And so we've got a nice curve through here. Some of this is damaged from when the ship was hit by another vessel, and this will all be repaired. And we're going to keep this carving here, and from there we're bringing this down. This will be a cap over here, and we've got a new trim around the windows, and it's coming along well.
It's interesting to work on. I mean, one of the things you realize is that when you're dealing with curves, there are a lot of nice curves. You know, it's like, as opposed to doing a straight line, there's only one straight line, but, because we're dealing with all these curves, it gives us the opportunity to, play around with it. We've been, looking at a bunch of photos from the time period, a bunch of old ships models, and, getting an idea of how to convert what we have to what we'd like it to be.
One of the old features that we're going to preserve here, and actually we're going to fix this up, is the handshake. The Beaver and also the Dartmouth was owned by a Quaker family, which is called Society of Friends, of course. And so we're going to preserve this handshake. We're going to clean all this up, repaint it, and revarnish it, and it should be as good as new. While we're down here, we might as well look at the caulking. The caulkers have been here for a few weeks now, and we've totally recaulked the whole bottom of the boat here, and also the top sides. Since the boat is going to get coppered, we've packed in cotton and oakum. These seams will be filled with tar through here, and then after that we're going to put a layer of roofing felt over that, and then the copper will be nailed over that. It was fairly common for ships then to be completely coppered from the water line down, and as I said, that's 100% protection to worms, and that's what we're going to do here. Well, right now we're at the bow of the Beaver, and this area in here, this is the water line, and we've caulked above and below the water line now, and this area here is ready for paying. Paying is what they call puttying, and so this will all be paid with putty, and below the water line we'll put tar in those seams to get ready for the copper work. Well, we finished caulking the bottom, so now we moved up to the top sides. The top sides is the area between the water line and the deck. And in this area here, we've already caulked it. We've painted it with putty through here, and we're starting to put some primer on. And we'll lay on a few coats of primer, and the finished color will be a shade of yellow. As we come up to the bow, this big thing here is called the beakhead, and from here there'll be rails, very fancy rails. There'll be a billet head, which is sort of a scroll in that area, and then there'll be rails that will come back and attach to the side of the ship here. And this is that very classic thing you see on the bow of the ships, what looks like almost like a cage, and the fancy rails attaching the bow to the rest of the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice.
The reason I'm doing this is just that I don't really know boats, and I like to draw, and I like to draw things that are complex. I don't really understand boats, so I'm making an attempt to understand them. So I'm down here, and they allow me to come in here and sketch, which I'm grateful for.
Well, just as our artist friend Peter there, everyone seems to be inspired by these ships. And next week we'll be doing some more work, and we'll fill you in on our progress on the Tea Party ships here at the shipyard.